Coronation Street star teases possible ending for dark Todd and Theo plot. I would love for Summer to help Todd. Content warning. This article contains discussion of domestic abuse and coercive control. Few storylines in Coronation Street's long and storied history have unfolded with the quiet, suffocating dread of Todd Grimshaw and Theo Silverton's relationship. What began as an apparently steady romance has steadily curdled into something far darker, a chilling portrait of coercive control, manipulation, and violence hidden behind a carefully curated mask of respectability. Now, Harriet Bibby, who plays Summer Spellman, has hinted that a glimmer of hope may yet emerge from the shadows. Speaking exclusively to Inside Soap, the actress revealed that she would love for Summer to play a pivotal role in rescuing Todd from Theo's grip. "I would love that," Bibby says candidly. "I mean, me as Harriet sat at home watching it, I'm thinking, come on, Summer, do something. I would love for Summer to help Todd get out of that situation." Her comments have ignited fresh speculation among fans, and offered a rare note of optimism amid one of Corey's bleakest recent arcs, a relationship built on lies. From the outside, Theo Silverton appeared to be everything Todd Grimshaw needed: calm, supportive, dependable. A man who seemed to offer stability after years of emotional upheaval. But as viewers soon discovered, Theo's charm was little more than a carefully maintained facade. Behind closed doors, Theo revealed himself to be controlling, manipulative, and emotionally abusive, systematically isolating Todd from his loved ones while tightening his psychological hold. The storyline has been praised for its realism, portraying abuse not as explosive outbursts alone, but as a slow erosion of autonomy and self-worth. What makes the plot especially harrowing is that Theo's behavior is largely invisible to those around Todd. Friends, neighbors, and family members see only the version of Theo he wants them to see. Only one person truly saw through him: Billy Mayhew, the truth-teller who paid the ultimate price. The late Billy Mayhew, Todd's former partner and Summer's adoptive father, was the sole character to uncover Theo's true nature. Instinctively wary, Billy noticed the subtle warning signs others missed: the power imbalance, the fear beneath Todd's forced smiles, the tension lurking just beneath Theo's polished exterior. That knowledge ultimately cost Billy his life. In one of the most devastating sequences in recent Coronation Street history, Billy was trapped in the Corriedale car crash, a fiery catastrophe that left viewers reeling. As flames engulfed the wreckage, Theo made a calculated, chilling decision. He buckled Billy's seatbelt, condemning him to die. It was an act of cold-blooded cruelty that confirmed Theo as one of the soap's most dangerous villains, yet one whose crimes remain hidden in plain sight. Billy died taking the truth with him. Summer Spellman, unaware, but central. Crucially, Summer remains completely unaware of Theo's murderous act, and of the abuse Todd continues to endure. Like most of Todd's loved ones, she sees Theo as nothing more than a supportive presence during an unbearably painful chapter of her life. Summer's now seeing both Todd and Theo as a comfort for her, Bibby explains. She needs people around to help her, so she's completely unaware of any horrible dynamic between Theo and Todd. Still reeling from Billy's death, Summer is emotionally raw and vulnerable. Her world has been shattered, and she is desperately clinging to the fragments of family she has left. And Todd, painfully, is one of those fragments, a shared grief, a fragile bond. Todd Grimshaw may be trapped in an abusive relationship, but he is acutely aware of Summer's grief, and determined not to burden her with more pain. But Todd is very aware of that as well, Bibby continues, and wants to protect Summer because he knows that she's gone through this horrible thing and doesn't need a pile-on of any more trouble. It's a devastating dynamic. Two people who need each other deeply, yet are each withholding the truth in an attempt to shield the other from further harm. For Summer, Todd represents stability, continuity, and a lingering connection to Billy, a parental figure at a time when she feels painfully alone. He's really all that she's got left of a parental figure now, Bibby says softly. She needs Todd as much as Todd needs Summer. That mutual dependence gives their relationship a quiet emotional weight, and may ultimately be the key to Todd's escape. Could Summer become Todd's lifeline? The idea that Summer might follow in Billy's footsteps, uncovering the truth and intervening, has struck a chord with viewers. It would be both narratively powerful and emotionally resonant, a symbolic passing of the torch from Billy to the daughter he loved. It would be lovely to see her help him, Bibby says. I would love for Summer to help Todd. For fans, the possibility offers hope, not just for Todd's survival, but for a form of justice that honors Billy's memory. Yet the road ahead is far from simple. The tragedy of not knowing. One of the most unsettling aspects of the storyline is how convincingly Theo maintains his facade. To Summer, he appears reassuring, kind, even protective. He occupies a role that feels safe at a time when safety is desperately needed. That misplaced trust makes the potential fallout all the more devastating. If Summer were to discover the truth about Theo's abuse, or worse, about Billy's death, the emotional consequences would be seismic. It would shatter her sense of security and force her to re-evaluate everything she believes about the people closest to her. For Todd, the risk of exposure is equally terrifying. Leaving an abusive relationship is rarely straightforward, especially when the abuser controls the narrative, and the victim fears being disbelieved. How long can Todd survive this? The question hanging over the storyline is stark. How much longer can Todd remain trapped by Theo? As Theo's control tightens, Todd's isolation grows. Each day he stays, the psychological cost deepens. Each lie Theo maintains becomes another brick in the wall separating Todd from help. The longer the abuse continues unchecked, the more dangerous it becomes, a reality underscored by Coronation Street's collaboration with Gallop, the LGBTQ+ anti-abuse charity. The show has worked closely with the organization to ensure the storyline reflects real experiences faced by survivors of coercive control. The message is clear. Abuse does not always look like violence. Sometimes, it looks like love. Until it doesn't, a storyline with a purpose. Soap operas have long served as mirrors to society, and Coronation Street is no exception. The Todd and Theo plot has sparked important conversations about domestic abuse within LGBTQ+ relationships, an area still too often overlooked. By portraying Theo not as a caricatured villain but as a believable, manipulative figure, the show forces viewers to confront uncomfortable truths, that abusers can be charming, respected, and trusted, that victims may struggle to recognize their own situation, and that silence can be deadly. Summer's potential role in the storyline underscores another vital truth, that intervention often comes from unexpected places: hope, memory, and the possibility of escape. If Summer does step in, her actions would carry profound symbolic weight. She would not only be saving Todd, but continuing Billy's unfinished work, standing up to Theo when no one else can. Whether that moment comes through suspicion, instinct, or a devastating revelation remains to be seen, but as Harriet Bibby's comments suggest, the door is open. I would love for Summer to help Todd get out of that situation. For now, viewers can only watch, holding their breath, as one of Coronation Street's most harrowing storylines inches toward its next chapter. What's next for Summer? To read the full interview with Harriet Bibby, including what lies ahead for Summer as she continues to grieve Billy, pick up the latest issue of Inside Soap, available from Tuesday the 20th of January. Coronation Street airs on weeknights at 8:30 p.m. on ITV1 and streams on ITVX. Support and resources. Coronation Street is working on Todd and Theo's storyline with support from Gallop, the LGBTQ+ anti-abuse charity. For more information and resources, visit the charity's website or contact the National Helpline on 0800 999 5428.